One, two. Hey, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey, how's it going? Here we are back again. We're gonna do some Star Citizen today. So I thank you anybody who's here. Thank you very much for checking me out. Thank you very much for your lurks and all that good stuff. So we're just gonna mess around in where are we now? PTU 3.14 Star Citizen. And let's just go for it. Okay, gonna launch the game. Hope the audio is okay. Hope everybody had a really good week. I had a pretty good week. Work was pretty good. Yep, okay, I can hear it. It's just a bit. Oh, wait. Yeah, I want a little bit more audio from the All right. I think we're good. My voice is no, actually, your voice is really good. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let me check some. Sound effects, music. Oh, stand system. Visit location. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. It's not gonna make me do my my character again. It'd be a nice treat. All right, people. So, anybody out there watching, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. I hope you, I hope you had a really good week. I hope you had enjoying your weekend. So far, I'm having a pretty good weekend. I had some nice food. Talked to a good friend. I'm also getting ready to go on vacation, so I'm not going to be around next week. I'm traveling to another state to hang out with some friends for a few days, leaving on Wednesday and coming back on Sunday. So my usual Wednesday and Saturday streams will not be. I won't be doing them, obviously, because I'm not gonna be home. So I just want to let you guys know that. Oh, I should turn on my vacation mode thing too. I gotta. All right, looks like it's gonna just let me in without without making me do my character again. I need a better background. I need better stuff in my background. Just my plain old office area is not cutting it. I gotta do something. Like right here, I want to put like there's a poster, a Mech Warrior poster that I have, like a schematic. Uh-oh. It didn't let me in. Uh-oh. Something's not right here. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, perfect. Oh my god. I got like a footrest, like a stool underneath here, and I got it in just a perfect position. I can just kind of rest my leg while I don't have it on the rudder pedals, and oh, it's such a comfy little area I have here. I love my little office. It can stand to be a little better decorated and I love my little office here, my little man cave. Oh. Yeah, I've had some health issues. I've had some really messed up digestive issues, but they seem to be going away. Because I just kind of had, I won't call it a heavy meal, but I had a bit of a meal now. And I feel really good, but I also supplement it by taking like, not laxatives, like fiber supplements or what. And like usually after I eat, I feel like I'm about to explode. Right now, a little message from the UEE. Alright, I think I'm going to go straight to it. Let's see. Am I dressed? Okay, I'm in my flight suit. You know, it's funny. I guess you really only come out these three. Those are the only ones that I see. Yeah. Those are the only ones there. You know, I'm so used to having tabs with like a whole bunch of different things. But there's only 3 on each floor. Green circle. 7th floor right now. Now I found that this is the easier way, quicker way to get to the yeah, see, it's right here. Run for this one.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, so there is a thing right at the Habs, right at the green circle. Jeez. I haven't even taken a shower yet today. After I stream, I think I'm gonna take a shower.
Approaching next station. If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart. Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing.
All right. I got to start learning my way around here. I got lost the other day, but that was at night though.
Approaching next station.
Oh,
If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark.
I'm prepared.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
August Dunlow Spaceport. What am I gonna do today? You know what? I think I'm just gonna do some box mission, just to do something, and then come back here. Or, yeah, I guess I should come back here because every time there's an update, everything kind of resets anyway, and I like coming here, so. I was walking up to there like I was gonna get my ship. Like that was the terminal. Oh man, I feel really good. A nice simple lunch. And that's really gonna be it. It's like a very, very, very early dinner, late lunch. Have some fruit later. Chill out. I'm back soon. I always read that. I always read that out.
Welcome to the August
Got a
Dunlow
plush.
Spaceport, Crusader's Gateway to the Stars.
All right, what do I want? I want my I'll keep my Vanguard. Yeah, let's do the Vanguard. That gets around the system really well, and it's really awesome and cool. Hangar 4, right? I bet she's gonna be Hangar 4.
Enjoy the stunning wonder of Crusader's very own gentle
Hangar 6!
Stormwells? Then why not take one of our very own soft and loving Finland Stormwell?
is. There she is. I miss my Star Runner though. I only fly that while I'm in the live. Oh, oh, oh.
Aegis combat system activated. Systems green.
I gotta put my feet back on the rudder. There we go. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I thought that brought me to the, Okay, well, I guess it doesn't. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. We are glitching out. I can't get to the, There's no icons. Uh-oh. I just hit F2 and it just brought me to here. Oh. Connection lost. Oh. 30K. Well, what do you know? I don't know how much we're going to be doing this. Because I could be watching some TV shows. But I need to be streaming. I'll just switch over to the... At 30K right off the bat. Let's see what happens. Go back. Might be a short stream today. Because I get frustrated real easy. And I'm just like, oh, you know. Add token. Okay, let's quit the game. You know what we're gonna do? Let's do this. I did not get to see a lot of the presentation from yesterday. So let's watch this. It'll be this will take up an hour. Oh, look at this. I don't know, I can just move it like... We're gonna fix the audio here just a sec. Just a sec. Just a sec. Just a sec. Just a second. We're gonna do it. Oh, you know what I think I need to do? I think I need to start the audio. Let's stop The audio. Music alerts Discord.
Well, instead of it's actually a little off. Yeah, it's like not so quite straight. But well, thanks.
Okay.
Yogi, who are you and what do you do?
We're gonna go back to the beginning.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Star Citizen Live. That Vehicle Life 314. I'm your host, Jared Huckabee. And if you've never seen Star Citizen Live before, it's where we take about a week out of the end of our day, take about an hour at the end of our week, and hang out with our developers, chat a little bit, discuss the events of the day, the week, the month.
I'm messing with the audio levels.
Talk a little bit about Star Citizen's development. On the show this week, I've now said week more times in the last 2 minutes than I have in a week. On the show this week, we have got members of our esteemed vehicle experience, vehicle feature, and vehicle tech teams on to discuss changes and features and the experience of flight in the upcoming Alpha 314, which is available for testing on the public test universe right now. So let's take a minute, because every show is somebody's first show. Let's go around the room and introduce everybody who we are. Let's start. Richard, who are you and what do you do for Star Citizen?
Yep.
Excuse my crinkling in the background here.
So I'm Richard, and I'm the lead game designer on the vehicle experience team. And this is Maggie, who is currently fussing me.
This is the first time.
Apart.
This is the first time Maggie's got an introduction.
It is.
Hi, Maggie. David, who are you and what do you do for Star Citizen?
I'm David Coulson. I'm the lead vehicle programmer in the EU, basically Mark's EU counterpart, I guess. I look after the EU programmers making vehicle features.
Right. And you still have your Star Wars poster is currently hanging on the wall instead of...
It's actually a little off.
Yeah.
It's like not
so
quite
are you,
straight,
so.
but... Well, thanks.
Yogi, who are you and what do you do for Star Citizen?
Yeah, my name is Yogi Klatt, and I'm a senior gameplay programmer on the vehicle experience team, focusing on a lot of space combat, and I don't have a cat.
But you do have a flight suit.
I do have a flight suit. It's right here. It's not ready, though. It's missing a few patches.
Oh, speaking of flight suits, I gotta
Not ready.
take a picture of the
I've got a
flight suit I have and send it to a friend of mine. We're gonna do
last but certainly not least,
we're gonna do Dune cosplay for the Dune movie premiere in October. And I have something that I may have to she's gonna help me modify, make it look like something from the movie. And I have to take that picture and send it to her.
The Bug Smasher himself, Mark Abent. Who are you and what do you do for Star Citizen?
Hello, I'm Mark Abent. I'm a lead vehicle engineer in the LA studio, basically a counterpart to what David does in the EU. And I'm also known as the infamous Bug Smasher, and I'm trying to pass on the title to Yogi because he keeps smashing crazy bugs as well. And this week of the week, we're doing vehicle fun.
This week of the week, we're doing vehicle fun.
I just wanted to put in week somehow.
I've only been doing this for the better part.
We're just gonna watch this for an hour, and then I'll try to go back to the game later.
But no.
This week
all
we're
right.
good.
So this week we are. No. So this episode, we are talking exclusively about Alpha 314, which is currently available for PTU. I know lots of folks have questions about the future, what you're going to do, next and stuff like this. I just want to preface that we do have a little thing called CitizenCon coming down the pipeline. So a lot of conversation of the future of Star Citizen and everything is being saved for that major event coming in October. So if we understand that you have lots of exciting questions about what's next for Star Citizen. Rest assured, we'll get to those in short order. But today we are talking about in Alpha 314. So if you're watching live on twitch.tv, you can submit your questions with the word question in capital letters surrounded by brackets. That'll help us pull it out from the chat. And of course, we threw up the thread in Spectrum, our bespoke communication platform on robertspaceindustrials.com, and started collecting questions there all week. So we're going to begin with those. And right off the bat, a giant, a not insignificant amount of questions had to do with weapon ranges, which have seemed to change fairly dramatically in Alpha 3.14. So, right off the bat, let's just start with a general question, and we'll get into the more detailed ones that came from the thread. What 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 has happened in 3.14 to weapon ranges? What has changed? Let's just start there. Separate the fact from the fiction. What has actually changed in 3.14?
Okay, I'll take this one. So 3.14 does a massive change in the overall combat system, and the thing which we always wanted to do and which we now are starting to do is to give every item, every ship, and every weapon a dedicated purpose. Right? We do not want these items to be just interchangeable. There needs to be proper pros and cons, but this is a very complex balancing process. So to start with that balance process, we categorized the weapons in different we created different weapon categorizations. The first thing we split up was the size 1 to 4 weapons from the size 5 plus weapons, mainly because those weapons are typically employed by fighters. Whereas size 5 plus, except for some cases like the Vanguard, are typically carried by heavier ships, right? But the focus on 3.14 was on the small fighters. And within those weapons, we also then separated the fast-firing weapons, which we consider anti-fighter weapons, versus the slow-firing weapons, which are mainly cannons. The difference we did there was to check, hey, what are the ranges in which we want these weapons to be actually employed, right? Most of the combat between two ships happens within roughly 1,200 meters when you talk about fast-firing weapons. So extending these ranges a lot didn't really bring us many more benefits. Then we also tweaked the cannons to be the heavy hitters, not necessarily just by damage, but also by their efficiency. So you can, together with a new capacitor system, you can now use cannons to dish out a longer, continuous high DPS stream, as opposed to the weapons which are meant for fighters. Because in fighter gameplay, we do not really want to see the situation where you just tape down the fire button and then just like fire and fire and fire without any consequences. So for those anti-fighter weapons, they will empty their ammo load a lot faster to enforce the player to pick carefully when they actually want to employ them. So this is like the story why we actually placed them out that much. That doesn't mean though that they're going to stay as they are, right? So at the moment we have like all the weapons in these categories are pretty similar to each other. There will be different again in the future, but we have to we can't do all at once, right? So for us, it was important to first set up the framework and then do the differences again. And this is what we're doing with the weapon ranges 3.14.
And just so is ship balancing something that can be done in a single quarter?
I'm gonna say no, because it's quite a lot of work, and especially with 3.14, we've changed a lot. So we've had to kind of reset some things to bring not only the weapons and everything, but the ships together in a certain way that kind of resets things for us. So the ships are a lot closer in performance. But as you said, our plan isn't just to keep it like this. Our plan is to discover, what our new features mean for the game. Because we can test things as much as we want, but it's got to get in the players' hands, and then we can see what happens as the players make choices. And then basically it's how their choices influence the results of that. So if they pick certain weapon loadouts, or pick certain ships at certain times, we can figure out and we can see patterns in this, and that will shape the balance of the weapons and the ships going forwards. But it's really difficult to kind of balance all this in one kind of quarter. So we've kind of done it in stages where we're happy with the framework we have now, but I wouldn't say we're happy with the finer details within the balance, because we're still figuring it out. So that's going to come over several releases, but it isn't something we're just going to stop now and go, that's it. We've got a dedicated team now to kind of do this over every single release going forward.
Gotcha. So this is an intentional thing to kind of draw things back to a simpler state, and then start to build them back out over subsequent patches. It sounds like what you're saying.
That's basically it.
Okay.
The cool thing too is, as Rich and them are balancing stuff, they have a lot of analytical events that they research and look at to see what's happening throughout the entire PUAC. So, the one thing we always see a lot too is particular thread or something like that. They say that they're seeing a certain experience, which might be true in that certain circumstance. But we also have a lot of analytical events that happen throughout, so Rich could see like the bigger picture of what's going on. That maybe that little small thing is something much bigger that's happening, and they do a lot of looking at and data analysis to kind of see, how should the balance go and where it's going right now. And there's always those fun players that are exploiting certain things. And it's like, how in the world did they do that? Oh.
All right. So, if how do you work if you can't do this all at once? Like knowing that you can only put out part of the picture this patch, and part of the picture next patch, and then part of the picture the patch after that. What are the benefits and drawbacks to this approach? How does this approach help you? How does this approach make your life more difficult?
It makes our life a little bit easier in terms of basically understanding the changes we've made to the game in terms of the feature set. So the big change for 3.14 is we've got a brand new combat system where you can put balancing your shields, weapons, and thrusters, and that's a new system. So basically going backwards a little bit helps us understand how that system is influencing the game. Rather than being bothered about how it works on the individual ships as much, and being cut out by kind of
I recently changed the resolution on here, and I'm failing to recognize how that affected some of the other elements in my stream. Some of these things, and I'm just noticing like, oh wow, I think I gotta fix that. So sorry if I'm doing it live, but I decided to stop doing 720, and I went to 1080. See if it works, and how it looks, and how how it goes. So far, it seems to be going okay. I won't really know until we're done, and I'll check it later. But yeah, I just noticed that little element there was kind of off a bit because I changed the resolution. I didn't move that around. So okay, sorry about that. Here we go.
Tuning it to a certain ship or not, we get to see an overall experience of what this has added to the game, and then we can look at it from an experience point of view and go, right, what does this feature allow us to do on this ship, on that ship, and where does that ship need to fit? Because we've done a rough guide of where the ships fit, but until we see it in the combat situation, until we see all the ships fighting each other and the different weapons and different missiles and torpedoes all come together in terms of combat, we don't really know because there's so much to test. There is, there's so many ships in the game.
Worth pointing out as well that we also don't want to kind of leave the game in a not very fun state while we're working on it. Like, we are still operating a live game, and even though it's alpha, we ideally want each patch to be fun. So we're not going to intentionally do something wrong that's going to make it not fun now in preparation for something in the future. We still kind of want to give it the best representation we can in this patch. And it just so happens, I think, especially in the case of 3.14, that making the game fun for this particular feature set that we have now also helps us understand the features that we have changed for this release, which is what Rich and Yogi are after.
Gotcha. Let me see if there's more before we move on from weapon ranges. So as far as the ranges, how do you intend to solve? How do you intend to address what's currently one of the not side effects but effects of the new weapon ranges, and that large ships are less capable of defending themselves against fighters with these shorter ranges?
Well, that problem existed before already, right? Because a large ship like a hammerhead cannot just evade the bullets.
I'm
It has
chilling.
to tank the damage.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. This is nice. I like this.
That specific use case actually came out of the playtest. Like, we didn't see that in our internal tests but then the behavior of kiting the ships at a large range and just like trying to avoid the shots that way while still keeping the firing forward is something that we honestly didn't see before, right? It might sound odd, but it was like that. So we tried to counter that by reducing the range of the heavy hitters to like meaning the cannons, like the ones which have like a shorter range now, to allow the fighters to get into range and take down the hammerhead faster, right? Though I would still argue that the thing, it's not the range that is effectively defining how well a hammerhead can defend itself. It's always the projectile velocity, right? And it came up in the feedback that the hammerhead was supposed to get like, weapons which with projectiles that just fly fast and thus give the ship a better chance to hit attacking fighters, right? We actually wanted to try that out, but the weapon system cannot do this at the moment. Like we can change the properties of a weapon contextually, but we cannot change the properties of the projectile. So once that kind of tag has been built in, we can reevaluate that thing. But for 3.14, it was not possible to address. That being said, we would still see any kind of gun
Gotta turn the
gameplay
music back
as
on.
like short range gameplay, right? Short range gameplay. And we do have missiles for medium and long range gameplay, right? But it can be argued that there could be that, like looking forward, we can also implement other kinds of weapons which are more effective and like well beyond the close range area.
There's also once
It was a
we
little
get
too quiet.
physicalized damage, things are going to change a bit. Where the hammerhead's going to be, like as you were saying, more of a tank, where it could take more of an impact. It has much more thicker armor that the physicalized damage is just not going to be able to penetrate as well as the guns that it's shooting onto fighters. So right now it's probably going to be mostly just a health pool, while in the future when physicalized damage comes apart, it's going to be a different type of game. It's where velocity and the projectile masses will take more of an account, and you're going to see a different dynamic with that. But that's also going with what Dave was saying earlier. We're adding these incremental changes to get to where we want to go, and we don't want to just throw everything all at once and unbalance the game all there. We're adding little bits of changes to see how well it affects the gameplay and getting player feedback to change some things with the analytical data.
You mentioned the physicalized damage. There are several questions in both the live chat and the Spectrum about won't all this work have to be redone when armor comes online, physical damage comes online?
I mean, that's the beauty of Star Citizen. You balance for the tech that we have now, and you anticipate the tech we'll have in the future. It's the same issue that we have with a bunch of other systems. We can't build, the damage and the balance for tech that it's not ready for the live game. So while internally we're preparing for all that stuff and having a lot of discussions and testing a lot of philosophies, it will have to get changed once we get to that point. But we're already having discussion internally and what that means. So it's like when we had a more recent one, the shield tech, where it was using SDFs. We rolled that out for a few different ships, and the community actually found some loopholes and bugs with it. We kind of want to do that with physicalized damage too. Once we get to that point, is we roll it out, see what impact that has, and then make balance changes when it gets to there. But yes, it will definitely change the game, and I know Rich is looking forward to it. Yes.
Yeah. It's definitely it is definitely a big challenge to keep on top of a live product. As I say, but also think of what's coming in the future and how we get to where we're going to be in the future. But the two do kind of align because we're always thinking about it, which does make it difficult sometimes, kind of explaining to the players again that we've done this for a reason and we've done this in anticipation, or we've done this because this is what we have in the game currently, but it will change. And it is difficult keeping on top of that, but it keeps me on my toes and it keeps the team on our toes. So it's part of the enjoyment, really. Because we're always moving the tech forwards, so it's always going to change. And for me, that's a really great part of Star Citizen is the tech's always getting better.
Yeah. Let's move on to some weapon-specific questions that aren't exactly range-related. there have been a number of changes to ballistic weapons in 314. Before we dive into the smaller changes, let's just talk about the actual role of ballistics versus energy. Have they changed? Are they the same as they've always been?
They pretty much haven't changed. I mean, the balance has changed, right? But the function and the way that we intend for them to work hasn't really changed. Like the idea pretty much has been all along that ballistics are not like, oh, they only work against, the hull of the ship or something. Isn't quite true. Like the shield is taking away some of the stopping power of ballistic ammo through absorption. But they still will then go through and attack the actual hull, even if you have a shield up, which is how it's always been. We've changed some of this a little bit, which maybe Yogi knows a little bit more of the detail of what's happening there. But that's largely the idea. So, like, the ballistics then become, like, obviously very desirable, right? Because they can damage the hull, even though you have a shield up. But obviously a lot of work has happened in this patch to make ballistics this, like, significantly more valuable thing, where the ammo is much lower. And they run out really quickly, and they don't regen in the same way that energy weapons do. But that's kind of the trade-off, right? You can do loads of effective damage to a ship with ballistic guns, but you don't have this this cool feature with energy weapons that you can regen the ammo, which is why they're, how we're trying to balance this.
Gotcha. Sorry, I got a message from.
I have to be honest, I am not a ballistic ammo fan because I'm not that good at combat, so I tend to waste a lot of shots. And the thing I hate is I'm halfway through an engagement and I run out of ammo. Like, that is the worst. I like energy weapons, but it looks like there's no getting around always having, well, not always, but certain situations where you're going to need. Ballistic seems to do more damage. But maybe I'm just looking at it at a very basic level. Maybe I haven't gone deep enough. So right now my Vanguard is fitted with a bunch of energy weapons, but the big weapon in front, that big one that comes out from under the, well, everything's on the nose, but the big weapon that hangs from the nose is ballistic, and it does a lot of damage. I can rip through, like I did claim jumper missions, and I could rip through enemies just within moments. But I know I'm gonna run out. But it sounds like these guys are putting a lot more balance into it. So maybe I should reconsider my aversion to ballistics. See what we got.
From our IT folks, our LA office, where I'm currently at right now, is experiencing an internet issue. Perforce is down and stuff, so they're about to switch over to a backup
that was
I'm still online.
that was DNS. That was Akamai
the stream
got
goes down,
DDS or something, or Akamai was down. So it was a DNS, the
the
internet-wide DNS issue that was happening yesterday.
Magazine size is reduced.
It didn't actually affect my company though. I was waiting for something bad to happen. It never really did. So I was kind of lucky.
We want to see
You were kind of lucky.
ballistics. I mean, the purpose of ballistics was always to feel limited but powerful. And in 3.13, we didn't really have that. Ballistics were practically just cannons which looked and sounded a bit different compared to laser weapons or energy weapons. I mean, they had like fire times of several minutes, right? And it comes back to the thing that David said before. Like, we want to give these things purpose, and the specific issue that we had in 3.14 was that was the length of a continuous fire stream which you could put out, which was always much more powerful than the energy cannons, which had natural fire pauses because they needed to regenerate. But that offset was very, very large still, and even when we equalized the DPS outputs of energy repeaters versus ballistic weapons just to see how they would perform, the ballistics were still a lot more powerful because they could retain, like, they could keep up this weapon stream, right? And at the moment, we do not have any other ways to force a break in that fire pattern. So for that reason, we harshly limited the ammo and also upped the damage quite a lot to force players to make very conscious choices about when to employ those weapons.
There's one extra point I forgot to mention about ballistics, which maybe we shouldn't go into too much detail on, but Mark mentioned the physicalized damage. When that comes along, ballistics rolls will change. And obviously certain ships that have very high armor will then be much more
There you go.
resilient.
See, I'm gonna have to pay more
ballistics
attention
than
to
they are
this now.
average.
So so there's more work we want to do on them to make them feel different in the future, but everything will make more sense once the physicalized armor system is in. But for now, we're happy in terms of like where it gives us, where it brings us in terms of like weapon versus ship balance.
What about things like reloading? If the ammo counts are going to be so low, is there some kind of change to reloading coming?
Not in 3.14, but that is something we're going to talk about after 3.14.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Have you considered reducing the amount of shield damage that ballistics do in exchange for higher hull damage? I think that's probably because of the big 3-second takedown builds that we're seeing people just alpha striking with Gatlings and.
Yeah, though that doesn't. So, firstly, that kind of approach is contradicting what we want and the general idea of like energy weapons versus ballistics. But the other part of that is that our weapons, they do not have a shield damage property. It's the other way around. Our shields have a damage type property, and every weapon dishes out damage of a certain type, right? Can be distortion, can be physical, energy, and there's a couple of others. And a shield has absorption and resistance values that counter that. So even if we wanted to do that, we couldn't do it right away. So this is nothing we can do for 3.14.
There's also coming along, which we want to do and talk about more, probably that's another point with the physicalized damage, is our ship destruction is kind of arcadey still. Everyone knows it. I mean, we had it since like the first AC. You hit the health pool of a critical part and the ship's dead. And I'm sure CR has also mentioned many times in the past, we don't want that. We want it where you could damage certain sections and the ship could still be functional, but it doesn't just die. So we've also been
I
talking,
can't wait for that. That's going to be
other
good.
systems like insurance and that. What does it mean that we indicate that a ship is in a bad state? Maybe all the power plants are gone, or certain parts of the wing just make it inoperable, so you can now have to, the ship is basically dead but not dead. So once we get more aligned on what those critical areas are, we could reduce the arcadey death explosion, and that will get rid of those instant build where you just ram a bunch of health and then it dies. So the problems that we're seeing now are going to be different problems in the future. It's just those things that we keep repeating too. It's those incremental steps to get us there.
That is quite a meme answer. The problems we're seeing now will be different problems in the future.
Welcome to programming.
I want to see that quote next to Mark Avon's face on my Twitter before the show is done. Please.
There's going to be at least 10 of them.
There was a question in the chat about the hammerhead and why the ammo is linked specifically to the guns and not like the overall turret, because something like the poor hammerhead is going to have like, I don't know, 24 guns around it, and they said like cries in Perseus. Why is this tied to the guns and not the turrets?
This is just because we can't do it any other way at the moment. But this comes back to the discussion or to the question we had before. We'll talk about these things 3.14. But specifically for that reason, we swapped out most of the loadouts of the ships to have at least 50% energy weapons, and only a fraction of them actually has ballistic weaponry on board. But obviously that is the case, right? If I'm flying in a huge capital ship, then of course it makes more sense if we can dish out a lot more of ballistic rounds. But yeah, at the moment,
to be clear, when we say like we can't do it, it just means that the system right now needs reworking to do that, and we, for this release, say lack the time to actually do that.
Yeah. As is a common refrain, even with 700 folks around the world, all working in different areas on different aspects of the game, there are only so many things you can work on at any given time. So, let's do our last ballistic ammo question and get off the ballistic topic. Why does ballistic ammo have range in space? Shouldn't they travel at the same speed, onward and onward and onward until they eventually hit something?
So there's multiple things there, right? First of all, I would draw the game card. If we had unlimited ballistic ammo ranges, you could sit at 20 kilometers away from a hammerhead and just kill
Press
it
something.
right there, like given enough time. That's not fun, and there's not a lot of you can do to counter that, right? The second thing is, if it just keeps traveling forever, you get into a situation where you need to track all these bullets on the client and the server. And given how big our fire rates are sometimes, it just wouldn't be maintainable. It would be very expensive. I mean, this is again like the real world question. Also in the real world, there's a lot of ammunition that has an integrated timer.
Turn on another light here.
After having flown for 3 or 4 seconds, just to not having some bullets.
I turn on another light just to see what it looks like.
Right? So I think it is okay just to go for the gaming part here.
I imagine there's also got to be some the physics system, if it had to track every bullet that was ever fired infinitely across the entire system, that would cause some unnecessary.
That's primarily why we had a lifetime, was
Yeah.
Arena Commander 1. You could blame me.
It's like, yeah, it's not worth the additional desync that would cause. We have enough desync as it is. Let's talk scanning, Mark.
Scanning.
Currently, there are no downsides to sending out a ping. Is this intended?
This is not intended. Going back to what David was saying earlier, are doing incremental changes to not completely break the game. The primary big changes that we've done with radar scanning is for 314 is to move it off of being vehicle centric and make the system work with any generic entity that design wants. So the shift between 313 and 314 was to move the system over to that new system while trying to keep it very intact to what players originally had. Fundamentally, the system has a huge overhaul that exposes a lot of things for design to change and fluctuate and add things. It's just we didn't add extra things in there because of time and because of balancing. So eventually, yes, we'll be able to add and incorporate other aspects into it.
You got to get that Crimson Tide, Hunt for Red October, sending a ping out,
Yes.
also makes you visible to
One ping
to
only,
other people.
please.
Well, there was something we were trying to get in for 314, but it wasn't going to make it last minute. We're calling it, I think we called it before, signature deltas, where when certain emissions come on the ship, we categorize them to help the player understand what's happening. One of those is ping, and then quantum, and then even like EMP. It's enough EM and IR or is getting emitted out of this object. We classify it somehow, and we didn't get the system in time for 314. But when you emit a ping, the concept is it generates a lot of EM and IR, so that not only do you get to see things when you ping out, but other people get to see that maybe you're pinging out, or there's a contact pinging in that area. So you kind of expose yourself a bit when you ping out. There's other thing that we didn't get to is power.
Excuse me.
Power
Hit the table.
requests. Certain ships might require more power when they do a ping, and just balance. We haven't gotten there. Poor Rich has actually, I think, a change list to balance all the EM and IR signatures, but it's just one of those things where we don't want to shove too much into a patch and completely change too many things. And so we've tried it out and rolled it, little bits and pieces of it out.
Yeah. A follow-up ping question. Is the intended design to be manual single pings only? I mean, you got that thing from
Yes.
one ping only from Hunt for October. It's great, but folks have started to ask about whether they can set intermittent pings or regular ping every 5 minutes or whatever, stuff like that.
The intended design was always, of course, that you hit a button and then the action happens. However, like some other systems that we've had, when we change ping to always happen rather not in scan mode, the community comes back with feedback that they would like to improve the game. So I actually just had this conversation with the Radar team before this meeting, and even Yogi brought it up with myself, I think a day or two earlier. It's like, even if we don't add the button to repeatedly action, players will just make scripts to automatically do that. So we might as well incorporate that. So we literally just got the approval to add that to our backlog, to add that to the feature. So yes, we're going to do that at some point. I mean, players will just do it anyway, so might as well add the support.
Keep referencing Crimson Tide and Hunt for October. I'm like, what? K-19 Widowmaker never gets any submarine movie love.
But I mean, you could do it. Just be cautious that once we get the signature deltas in, you're going to be exposing yourself more frequently now that other people can see your ping.
Hope you understand, Jared, that all your movie references going over my head.
Yeah, Jared, he keeps doing it.
I was like, movie? Yeah, I heard that before.
Are gas clouds a good place to hide because of the new cross-section signatures or environmental
In
concealments?
3.14, we didn't get a chance to add ambient areas into the environment, but we're hoping to do that in the next patch or two, or at least roll out different areas. We have the room system, and the room system could do things like pressure, air, and heat. It also could add ambient values into the scene. So you could design could set up, a space station like Port Olisar to have ambient on the outside and a different ambient on the inside. So we have that system fully fleshed out. We just haven't put it in to the verse for players just yet. It didn't make 3.14, but we're hoping to roll out ambient in other areas. Yes.
I completely forgot U571 Faded to Funk. It did have Bon Jovi in it. Let's talk about some general
I know some
ship.
of those words.
Let's talk about some general ship balancing stuff here, because that's such a big part of 3.14. In general, how would you say it's going? Are you happy where 3.14 currently is? We just talked about how it's the next step in a series of steps that'll come patch after patch after patch. But did you get where you wanted to get to in 3.14? Be honest. Where are we at?
I think we always want to make it perfect. That's the problem. Is we'd love it to go out in a place where we go, right, we nailed it. But I don't think we have. But that's part of it being it's a very complex game to balance. This isn't just moving a few things and the numbers work out and then the balance works. There's so many different systems and so many different things. Even having a different amount of thrusters on the ship, or there being in a different location, or a different power plant setup, or a different cooler setup, can really affect where that ship fits. So even though the numbers look right, until it goes in the game and it fits everything else, it's really hard to know where that ship fits. So I'd say we're pretty happy that we don't think we're particularly broken the balance of the game, which is basically what we said before. We wanted this release to go out where we really haven't done anything majorly wrong and broken everything, and it creates a foundation. But I wouldn't say we're really happy with how each individual ship fits or how each individual component or kind of weapon fits yet. We've still got a lot of work to do on that. But as far as the foundation goes, I think we're pretty happy. But I said we'd love it to be perfect, but it takes a lot of time to do this, and a lot of testing as well. And that's a really big part of what we do. There's a lot of testing, and then we can look at the data to back up some of the feedback we get and everything. So it takes a long time to kind of get together and just figure everything out, because there's so many systems that come together to create what that ship is in the game as well. And it goes for the radar and scanning system as well. We've got a lot of intended balance for that, and that requires every single component on every single ship to be set up, how it's intended to be, and that's also just not the case right now. But we've been building a team to kind of do this, so there's lots of stuff to do, and we're cracking on with it.
A couple questions in the chat about time to kill. Is there like a do you have a specific number you work towards? How do you figure out time to kill and whether whether it's the items that are getting you where you need to be in the right amount of time, or whether it's the skill of the player? Talk to me about time to kill and how the hell you guys work with this idea of how long it should take you to kill a ship.
Okay, so in general, from the feedback in our combat test, what we had before 3.14, the perceived time to kill was always too long for us, right? Because you could tape your fire button down and fire forever, and eventually ships would explode. But it was not really meaningful. I think giving an exact time to kill set is not really working, because you cannot really measure it properly, right? Combat is very dynamic, and how a pilot flies his ship, like if he makes a left barrel roll, if it takes like other maneuvers into his use, the overall time to kill changes so much based on the individual pilot. Like this well, it's not really useful for us, right? And also, the other thing with exact time to kills is that it kind of like tells you, hey, do you have an exact number you're aiming for? And I would say no, right? Because if you just look at numbers and then you have tools that data mine the game data and trying to draw strategies out of that, it's like, this is something we would like to avoid. We want to avoid the gameplay of building a meta build that will always be better than all other builds combined, right? So as such, for us, it's not important to get an exact number, but rather to experience how these ships and fighters and shields, how they feel. If you as a player think they give you the advantage that you need, right? Because I mean, ultimately, we want to play a game and not read out an Excel sheet. Yeah. So yeah, that's why we do not have a time to kill, a specific time to kill. I mean, we roughly know where we would want it to be, but this is some data we really don't want to give out, because we want people to enjoy it and tell us, hey, this is too long, this is too short, and then we adapt it accordingly. So yeah.
I think it's also, I would add that as we improve the actual flight experience, as in moving your ship around in combat, we want to head toward a situation, which I think we've done a pretty good job in this patch, where it's not a DPS race of just hold your gun down and then eventually the ship explodes. And so the result is that, particularly in this patch and going forward, combat is not like about waiting for the health to go to zero or something, right? Like you could, like back, a simple naive way of doing it is like, oh, you hold down your button and then the ship blows up. And in the older patches, that was like 2 seconds. But the actual experience, like what Yogi is saying, when you actually have a fight with a real person, it doesn't feel like 2 seconds. And that issue is much more magnified in this patch, which is why this is the way the way we plan to do it.
And of course, we're using the phrase "time to kill," but with physicalized damage and armor and stuff, at some point it's going to morph into a time to disable, I suppose, would be a more appropriate term.
Yeah.
Well, it also depends what you're targeting too, because now you have sub-targeting and more items are getting physicalized. If you want to just kill the ship, maybe you aim at the power plant and it blows up.
Right.
If you want to disable it, you shoot out the thrusters, and then if you want to just disable the guns, maybe shoot out the guns. It's going to
the definition of a win is different.
Yes,
it can be different.
Yeah.
Yogi, you mentioned us not necessarily wanting to give out specific time to kill numbers and stuff. There was a question in the thread about whether we'll ever create a tool to view the health of ship components, like to basically scan your own ship and come up with an overall like health number of the ship and be like, this is where my ship is. What's your What's your view on that? Because I think I know what it is. That's why I'm asking.
Well, it still emphasizes like or a tool like that would actually emphasize the thing we want to avoid, which is like building a meta gameplay, right? Like we do not want players to say, okay, if I add this part and this part and this part and this part, I have 20,000 HP together, right? But those 28,000 HP, they give you no idea what the actual effective HP of a ship is. So even if we had this tool, it wouldn't be like we wouldn't want it to be
Black Intellect. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for dropping by. Hope you're having a good weekend. Happy Xenothreat weekend. Is there really Xenothreat going on? Yep. I was just playing it earlier. I started doing this from yesterday because I got all the way to my ship, and I got in my ship in a hangar, and it 30k'd. So I was like, you know what? Let me sit it for a while. I didn't get to watch all of this. I was at work busy. I saw like a chunk of it, but I didn't get to see the rest of it because I had to go walking around doing, support, because I have to do my job. So I decided to go ahead and do this. Once this is over, we're gonna go jump back into the game and see how far we get. And so yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. But see, I've had the PTU for the past week and a half, or since last week. So I've been playing it. But yeah, it's great. It's finally opened up to a whole bunch more people. So yeah, well, I'll get back into it when this is over. So thanks, man. Yeah, baby.
An effective thing in your decision making, right? I mean, if you buy a car, you look in how fast it can go, but you're not really interested in the exact number, right? You're interested in how it handles, if it's safe, how many airbags it has, right? But you do not care about, hey, it has a top speed of 260.5 kilometers per hour. You do not care about, hey, the frame will kind of like dissolve itself when you crash it with that much velocity into a wall or something, right? It's always about the experience, and like I would like to avoid that kind of thinking that you kind of like just add up numbers, right? I mean, Star Citizen is not an RPG where you do that, right? It's supposed to be a believable gameplay simulation / experience, and as such, I would like to de-emphasize the kind of just pure number thinking and more go to the experiential view of things. That said, we actually do not have a tool ourselves to actually display all the data. Sometimes it will actually be useful, but at the moment, sometimes we actually have to draw the data out of XML tools.
There's also, on top of us wanting it to be experiential, there's a lot of subtlety to the combat system that makes giving numbers actually quite hard. Like, a really good example that we have had is that a certain fighter could have, like, I don't know, let's say 50,000 hull damage, right? Or hull HP points. But it has, like, say a wing or some other part that's extending out, and it has thrusters on the end of it. You could, for example, break that part off without dealing all of the HP damage and have effectively nullified the effectiveness of that ship, which makes the actual like HP, for example, not actually that representative of what fighting that ship is truly like, and that subtlety is not captured in just straight numbers.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to challenge you guys a little bit.
Oh yeah, very good.
Meta, every MMO in the universe has a meta. Gear score hits every MMO at some point. Whether the developers make it or the players, make their tools, like the thing that Urkul has and stuff like this. I understand where you guys are coming from and what you guys want. You want to build a more experiential type of thing rather than just everybody opens up a spreadsheet, opens up a website, and just builds the same meta build. And everybody's just finding the same homogenous meta builds. And there's no variety out there. I get what the intention is.
Yep.
Do you think you're working against what comes naturally to players?
I think, like, what a desirable experience. Like, yes, there is meta, right? And I think we're not necessarily working against that, because the players can still play the game and figure out the meta and make their own notes about it and try and learn about the game by playing it, to then decide on what the meta is. And like an ideal situation is, a group of players play and they find that a certain configuration of components like works really well, and then a different group of players, start from a different starting point and discover that actually a different, set of components is better. And that kind of like variety in the community, that's desirable, right? And you're not going to get that by the game giving you just hard numbers. You're going to get that from people like trying to learn about the game and quantify it, and then having disagreements and discussion about it. That's what we really want.
I get you. I get you. It's the difference between us just handing everything on a silver platter and being like, this is your meta build and you're done, and letting the community make their own decisions, make their own deductions, whether they're correct or not.
Yes.
One other aspect of this too is going to be more, it's like with scanning. Depending upon what you want to do, we're going to have different scanners give you different information. If you're a mining or a prospector or something like that, the scan that you're going to get on another ship is maybe not what its guns are. Maybe it's not any good information about combat. Whereas a fighter ship when you scan something, it's going to tell you how combat ready that is against you. Whereas a more security ship is going to want to scan and give you maybe how much bad cargo that you have in there. So it also depends on what we want to give the players when you scan, and what information to give based on the role of that particular ship or what they're trying to get at. A medical scanner is going to give you something different than someone who just wants to blow stuff up. If you go in the game and you just want to blow a bunch of things up, eventually the idea is you're going to run out of money. If you blow up a cargo or a prospector up that has a bunch of valuable cargo, you just lost it all. You want to disable that ship and maybe capture it, but that's going to make that prospector maybe call in his friends. So a lot of it right now is, how can you get away from just making the gameplay blow people up? How do you incorporate different information so that the different gameplay aspects could come out of it?
Oh yeah.
I get you. We're trying for something. I don't think it's any surprise that we're trying for something more. We're trying than the standard MMO out there.
Yep.
And I think it's admirable that we're working towards it, and I sincerely hope we succeed.
Yeah, you're gonna get the people that just want to blow stuff up, but if you repeatedly do that, how are you gonna get money to continue to blow some people up?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have? Do G-forces still play a role in balanced decisions?
Yes, absolutely. We also have a change list that brings the tolerances back, because especially eyes out G-forces, like going backwards and going downwards, is something that humans cannot endure for long. So most of the ships have already been balanced to allow less downward accelerations and backward accelerations than on the other axes. But we did not have enough time to actually tweak the G-force tolerances yet. So we're planning this to do in the future, which again will then change a little bit the combat geometry when between fighters.
Okay. We've only got like 10 minutes to go, and I realize that I have not asked you about capacitors yet, Yogi.
Okay.
We're going to jump into capacitors here. We did a segment on ISC a couple months ago about capacitors, and they've gone through some changes since then. Yogi and I actually recorded a whole calling all devs about the changes, and then they changed again after the thing, so we never aired it.
That was fun, man.
It was a really good episode, actually. It was really fun.
Well,
we had
that
space helmets in our flight suits and everything. It was delightful. And then, like right before it aired, the plan changed again. We're like,
One day.
all right, so that's out. I'm really glad we didn't air that. Talk to us about where capacitors are now in 3.14.
Okay, so the role of the capacitors has slightly changed since we had this first IC, and like there was a lot of feedback from the community. There was a lot of feedback from Chris actually on how to make them better, and we try to.
I'm messing with the audio levels here.
We
Sorry.
don't have like a separate capacitor item or something like that. Like every subsystem for weapons, shields, and thrusters have their own idea and implementation how capacitor gameplay, which is like roughly translates to stamina gameplay, is implemented, right? The most
When those guys laughed
the
before,
weapon
it
system,
pegged
so,
my
when you
the
have
audio,
energy
and it was in the
weapons,
it was the whole thing turned
they
red. That was a little
evolve.
bit too much.
So they on their own they cannot even fire, even when they're powered, because now they need some kind of like energy ammo. That kind of ammo is being supplied by a weapon capacitor item that is on the ship itself. So it's an item that's on the ship, and it has X amount of a thing we call ammo load, which is practically the amount of damage weapons can do, and it has an X amount of regen. So once this item goes online, right? So at the moment you cannot power it on or off, but it goes online, it will start supplying the weapons with the juice, right? So and then the weapons, based on their requests that they're requesting from the system, will get a slice of the ammo load and the regen cake. And this also means if you, for example, have 2 laser repeaters and 1 laser cannon, what you can do is, in order to increase the output of your laser cannon, you can turn off the repeaters, and then all the juice from the repeaters will go into the cannon, and this will then just to allow you to keep a longer fire stream, and you will also see that you have more shots in the cannon for just more shots in the cannon. Now this is all coupled with the power triangle. So if you put full juice with the power triangle towards the weapons, you will see that the weapon capacitor will now just, or the item on the ship will now just be able to output a little bit more. So you will see the ammo count and your energy weapons actually going up, and also the regeneration will be faster, right? So that's the weapon part. Then we have this on the shields. On the shields, when you assign more energy to your via the power triangle, they will regenerate faster, but you will also get a little bit more resistance in them. Not a lot, but just enough to give you a little bit of an edge when you need to fly defensive and need to recover in some other ways, right? And for the thrusters, we have a similar system there. So on the thrusters, we have now a limited capacitor pool for which we're going to use with boost, which was afterburner before. Now we call it boost. And the more assignment you put on your thrusters, the faster this boost will regenerate, and the more assignment you have will also make it a little bit more efficient. So you use less the longer you use it. That said, I don't think this is the last iteration of the capacitor gameplay. I think we will iterate on this, because especially for the shields, for example, there's more stuff we'd like to do with that in the future. But this is where we are right now.
I know that when we talked during ISC, the capacitors were not a physicalized item on the ship. Is that still the case? This question comes from a Risk Roberts.
Okay, so physicalized. So at the moment not, because the items which we will build into the ships, they haven't been like set up to be measured and try to be fit into the ship. So at the moment not, but specifically the weapon parts, we would like to, because it's an actual separate item that powers all the weapons. This is a thing we would like to swap out and turn on and off in the future separately, and so practically the idea is if this thing goes offline or if you turn it off, all your energy weapons will stop working. So as in physicalized, I don't know yet. This is more like a question for in the future.
Just for the benefit of someone who might not understand, by physicalized, Jared, you mean that the capacitor has an actual interactable object that you can see in the ship, right?
An object that can be swapped out, upgraded, damaged.
So the thing to keep in mind is that even though right now it is not a physicalized object, because we need to work very heavily with the content teams to actually modify ships and so on to do that, it is still an item, even though it may not have a representation. So we still do have the ability to swap it out and upgrade it and so on, which we haven't done for this patch, but we do have the ability to do that.
Okay. Yeah, it's a proper item with pipes and everything.
All right, let's go back to some general stuff before we run out of time here. Do you think shield hardening would still be around if more people could use it via hotkeys rather than just the MFD?
It's a very suggestive question, isn't it?
No, I usually avoid these ones that try to TV sitcom and answer into their question, but I like this one.
Okay, so specifically on the shield hardening, like when we had our combat summits, we had a couple of them It was always the thing that we don't really think that shield hardening, as it was implemented in the past, is really interesting because it's just an on-off button and it doesn't give you really meaningful differences. So in 3.14, shield hardening is disabled and removed. What we would like to do in the future is just to supply more.
All right, Chad. I'm really engrossed in what they're saying here, so I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here saying nothing.
What about profiles for the capacitors that folks can load up with keys?
Yeah, so that was a really good idea, and it's already tasked up, but I don't know when. So it's somewhere in the task list. So not for 3.14.
This one just
So
says
Black
the
Intellect,
Saber
if you're still here, are you gonna be playing this tonight? Or have you already jumped in?
question. They just say the Saber
Rich,
flies
that's
better.
all you.
Yeah,
Rich,
that's
go
all-
on.
Why do you hate the
That's all-
Saber, Richard?
Yeah, that's not my fault. So that's one of those ones where we've taken the saber and we've gone right. We think the saber fits here. But again, that's not final balance. I could have pushed it too far in that bad zone where it doesn't fit quite right. But that's where we can react to this and we can work on that in the future. But it was just moved back to a baseline that we thought would work for the ship. But it's maybe one of the ships that hasn't quite fitted where we thought it would fit. So we can definitely look at some changes because I think it's got quite a weak yaw compared to where it should be. But that's also a consequence of the way the ship is as well. But we can work with that and we can definitely improve it.
One thing also to indicate too is like if the saber's bad, it would also be really really nice to know why it's bad. We see this a lot on the forums and that it's like someone says this is broken, this is bad, this is. If you can provide extra bit of detail, that would actually really help us understand why you think it's bad. Any bit of context other than the word it's bad. Now, given there might be a chance that there's a bug and it's bad in the case that it doesn't fly, that I get. But any extra input on why you think it's bad, please put it in there. Because when we scroll through the forums and that, any extra bit of information helps us gather and build why a certain thing is the way it is.
Yeah, and also it's not just a question of it being bad in flight, because as a comparison, it could maybe have worse flight than a similar ship, but the Saber could excel in a different area. So that's definitely something we've looked at where we've tried to give ships different reasons, for being, what those ships are. And there's some ships where that's not possible right now, that they fulfill their complete role, I would say. But it's coming.
What if I said the Saber flies like you took a pancake and crushed it into a ball and then submerged yourself in water and tried to throw it at a target 20 feet away?
I just can't stop thinking about pancakes.
Whoa.
I just want pancakes now.
I think Jared likes the Saber and he would like some tweaks to it.
Yeah.
I mean, the ships are not being tuned without like some context, right? So specifically for 3.14, we added a couple of measures that tell us, hey, what is like the rough dogfight performance we can expect from that ship. And the Saber is actually not that bad if we look at the raw numbers. But I get why players don't like it that much. But this is also because the role that the Saber is supposed to excel at is not very well developed yet. So like don't melt them down. They will play their role and they will have their proper space in the combat environment going forward.
It's
I have a Saber.
I've had some fun at the with some of our guests here today, but it becomes very important to remember that 314 is not the end all be all of our ship balance and development. I think Richard said it best early on, and we're wrapping up here, that 314 is a new foundation for which to build an entirely new balancing scheme on, and that comes to introducing the various ship archetypes and all kinds of stuff that I imagine you'll probably hear more of in the coming months. But it's for now. Get in there, play, provide your feedback. That's what this experience is for. That's why we have a live game operating in the middle of our development, in the middle of our alpha. It's to get in there, to experience it, we brought it in close. We brought everything in close so that we could start stretching the little tiny threads out individually so we don't explode into something that's just jousting back and forth. We don't want to get back to where we were at. So it's a process that takes time. It's a process that will draw out over several patches. And the best way you can help us is to get in there, to play it, and to give us your detailed, contextual feedback, as Mark Avon said.
Well,
So-
and I mean, we're human. You know, we will try to do those balance things without doing too much of an impact, but sometimes they happen, and that's why I was also saying before, any extra information you can will help us fix those problems.
But you're human. I'm sure Dave Coulson is still at least 40% Toblerone.
I think that is
true.
true for reference. Yeah.
It's true.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for taking the time out of your week to be here on the show with us. This was a last minute.
Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me, chat. Excuse me, chat.
With a different team, but they had to reschedule because of some off time. So I always appreciate when you guys, come in and face the firing squad, especially on such short notice. So, Rich Towler, Dave Coulson, Yogi Klatt, Bug Smasher Mark. I'm Jared. ISC returns next week with an episode.
I'm not even going to be around. Well, I guess I can watch it where I am.
Coming to
My phone or my
Star Citizen
tablet.
in the future, so stay tuned for that. We'll see you right back here next week with another episode of Star Citizen Life. Take care, everybody.
I'm going to be on vacation for next week's. All right, that was interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's try to get back into the game. Let's see what happens. Gonna jump right back in. Oh, hit this. Let's do it to it. I did something really cool. Well, but I solved a problem. Right now, I have my rudder pedals. My rudder pedals are up against the wall that's behind this desk. And I have the MFG crosswinds. But I have this chair which is on casters. And even though my office is carpeted, once I put my feet on the rudder pedals, all I end up doing is pushing myself back so my legs are straight. Because I can't really bend my legs very well. I need a knee replacement in my left knee. So my leg kind of sits out straight. But because of the wheels, I always end up pushing the wheels back and then my legs are straight. And so I can barely even hit the rudder. I can't manipulate the rudder because both my legs are straight and I can't push them any further. So I got these. Let me make myself large again here. I got these. 4 come in a pack. And you put this under your wheels. So I have 3 of them. This chair has 5 wheels in a star pattern. And I just put under 3 of them. And now my chair is nice and set. It's a little bit hard getting in because I have to put these things. I have to put the chairs on these chalks, right? And then get in the seat. And it's like the seat is like almost under the desk. So I have to kind of manipulate things. I have a couple of joysticks. I have a monster mount for one of my Thrustmaster Warthog stick here. I have the throttle, but I'm not using it. That's on another monster mount, but that's off to the side. My left hand is the 16,000 Thrustmaster 16,000, and then I have my rudder pedals. So I kind of have to move those out of the way, and I can turn the seat, get in it, and then spin it, swing myself in, and then I bring the joysticks closer, and it's kind of perfect. Although I have to kind of reach back. I have to like lean the seat back a little bit, just so that I can. Otherwise, I have to do like this to get to the joysticks. This one can go forward a little bit more. This one's a little bit easier. But the one that's on the monster mount is stuck where it is. So I'm kind of leaned back, but it's not so bad. All right, let's do it. Is it going to let me in? See how it goes. I decided I was just gonna do some simple box missions just to fly around just to see how it is. You know, I haven't really left Orison since it came out, since the PTU came out, and I really need to, you know, get back into the swing of things and doing stuff in game. So that's what I'm gonna try to do for a couple more hours. I'm gonna try to go to 7. I kind of feel like watching Black Widow. It's on streaming right now. I think I can watch it. I kind of want to watch that tonight. Oh, chat, thank you for being here. Anybody who's here, anybody who's watching, lurking, whatever, thank you very much for being here. I truly appreciate anybody who's here hanging out. Oh, Solo, welcome to the stream. Yeah, you know, I do the last time I tried to do one, it was the multi-part ones where you have to take a drug and take it and go to a processing plant and then go and get it like another process and then deliver it. And whenever I do those, the finished product, when I try to deliver it, the drop-off point is like in some garbage can or something, and I can never finish it. And I did one that was worth a lot of money and I couldn't finish it because the final drop point was bugged. So I was like, this sucks. So I don't know what's going on there. So I don't know if I want to do one of those, but I'll do one or two, you know, just to do some stuff. I may end up just going back to Orison and exploring some more. Who knows? Oh, boxes are fine at the moment. Okay, that's what another streamer. I was watching Super Mac Brothers yesterday, and he said that box missions are okay. So I'm gonna try to do a couple of those just for the hell of it, just to do something. I'll take my Vanguard Warden. That's really good with fuel, and I can obviously put boxes in the back, and we'll see what happens. See if I 30k. I was playing earlier before I played the yesterday's that video I just watched, and like I got to my ship in the hangar. Then all of a sudden at 30k, I could see it happening. All of a sudden, I couldn't bring up anything else on the Moby Glass, and stuff was missing from the Moby Glass. I was like, uh-oh, I think we're crashing. Sure enough, at 30k. So let's see what happens now. So I hope you guys are having a good weekend, enjoying yourselves, chilling like villains. I haven't even been to the pool at my place yet. I gotta go to the pool at some point. I'll try to go. And then, like I said, on Wednesday, I'm out on vacation for a week. Going to hook up with some friends up in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm driving up on Wednesday. Yep, it's gonna be cool. It'll be cool. We do this every year. Obviously, we didn't do it last year because the pandemic, but we feel safe enough to do it this year. Everybody who's going to be there has been vaccinated and all that kind of stuff. And we're just staying at a friend's house. There might be a couple of people in hotels, but I think for the most part, everybody's going to be staying at his house. Which reminds me, I got to remember to bring my my aero bed in case they need it. Because last time I went, I brought my aero bed, but somebody else used my aero bed, and they were nice enough to give me a bedroom. So it's just it's my friend. He lives by himself, but he has this not a huge house, but it's a pretty big house for one person. So there's a lot of room for everybody, especially if there's, you know, air beds and whatnot. I think he has a couple of rollaway beds he can. But anyway, I digress. I'm just looking forward to it. We're gonna have a good time next week. Oh, you know, that comes up every thing. Oh, that is the Xeno threat. I didn't realize, you know, Black Intellect was talking about that earlier on my stream, and it didn't dawn on me that Xeno threat is actually alive right now. Here we are at night. I'm a role player. I don't sprint everywhere. Light role play. You don't sprint everywhere in real life, do you? Although these environments are so huge. It takes forever to walk from one place to another. So I get why everybody sprints, but I'm still used to just walking like normal. Did I hit it? I think I did. Here we go. Some people do. Some people do. I take my car. Oh. You know, I kept complaining that there should be a shuttle port right near the hotel, and I was just leaving from the wrong door.
The shuttle is preparing to depart.
I kept going out the front main door and then walking all the way around, and I didn't realize if I want to go out one of these back doors, the shuttle is right here.
Shuttle will be departing.
I don't really like sitting flying like this. Gotta bring it up just a little bit. Yeah, this should be alright. I don't know if there's a more direct route. I think the thing on the other side. I think the shuttle on the other side takes you directly to the spaceport. I'm not sure, but I'll just sit here for the 2 stops. The other night I was flying around here at night, and I wanted to land again, and I was lost. I was going to all these different landing zones and just exploring them all, and I just wanted to get back and park my ship, and I couldn't. I was lost. I found it finally. I called for a hangar, and then it didn't even 30K. The game just crashed altogether. That was Wednesday night. And then I have this light that's right here, which is drowning everything out. Probably should turn that light off. I'm gonna turn this light off because I can't really see green in this nighttime. And the light like right above. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. I gotta do something else with that light. That's a little ring light that's around my camera. And so I decided to turn it on, and it's like it's right above the monitor, and it's bright, and it's like this nighttime scene. I could barely see the screen. All right, go.
For passengers, the shuttle is preparing to depart. The next shuttle
Walk with purpose.
last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Come back soon. So Solo, how you been enjoying? Have you been enjoying the PTU, or are you just now getting into it? Now that they've opened it up. Solo. Oh, you don't play PTU, you just stay live? That's cool. Oh, duh. I think I should get my ship, shouldn't I? Hey, I get it, man. I want my Warden. Boom. Hangar 4, right? Hangar 4? Hangar 7. Dude is standing there. He makes me nervous. Hangar 7, Hangar 7, Hangar 7. There it is. Real close. You know, it would be neat if there was a way to just walk to your, like, take a set of corridors and, I mean, a lot like Olisar, you know, you just walk out to your ship through a set of corridors. It'd be cool if they had that in here, but I understand these places are so stinking huge. All right, let's try this again. Quite ready. Oi. Oi. Goodness gracious. In the right spot. Oh, no wonder. Yeah, I was in the wrong area. Okay. Well, let me do it. Yes. Before I was hitting F11 to bring me straight here, and it was just bringing me to the main Moby-Glass, and all of this stuff down here was missing. That's how I knew. And then it 30K'd.
You are clear to launch. Launch complete.
Oops. Oh no. My strafe is backwards. Let me clear out of here first, and then I'll go and do my thing. I have to pull back to go forward.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Alright, I'm gonna hang here for a moment. Oh, actually, no, it's controls. Version settings. Vehicle. What am I doing? Oh, no, not flight. There we go. Flight movement. Velocity limiter? No, that's not it. Flight movement in here. No, it's not good at all. Okay, forward, back. Oh, check it out. They have a separate thing for throttle. Oh, sweet. I wanted... This wasn't here the other day. And now... Oh, no. I don't need this. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, this is not what I want. No, this is... I was mistaken. No, there's no difference. I can't use my slider. I can't use my little throttle thing. There we go. Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay. See if that did it. How am I moving? Am I moving properly? No, I'm still going backwards. Wait a minute. I can't even tell which way I'm going. No. Alright, I gotta invert it. No, and it's here. Flight movement, pitch roll. But it's not the velocity limiter. Oh, no wonder. Good Lord, there it is. Good God. Flight movement. This is it. Okay, straight forward, back. Yes. There we go. Strafe left. Strafe right. Strafe up. Strafe down. Okay. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm going to look for a mission. And I want to do personal. 9,000. Oh, this is that one. Gives me 9,000 UEC. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, these things play really well. I don't want to do the quantum cargo. I just want to do simple one. Now, where are these things? Yella, Crew L1, and Stellan. Ah, what the hell? Let's just take it. Take it. Alright, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Alright, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna have to lean back. because the way I have my joystick is on a monster mount, and so this seat is good. Actually, you know what I'm gonna have to do? All right, for next time, I gotta pull my seat back a little bit more, and then put a box up in front of my rudder pedals so I can reach them. Otherwise, I won't be able to reach them. And then I can. Right now, the way it is, if I sat up straight, I have to put my arm almost behind me in order to get to the throttle. It's weird. Can I just go ahead and? No. Gotta exit atmosphere. So let's go up. Yeah, I had a slider. It doesn't let me use my throttle slider on the 1600. So I have to hold the stick forward. It's straight to just go forward. And they used to be able to just go back and forth between the two. That way I wouldn't have to keep my... And there is a cruise control, but how to use it. Here, let me find the cruise control. Findings. Flight. Oh, C, cruise control. Yeah. Oh, there we are. And can I toggle it off? Do I have it? Flight, movement. Cruise control toggle. I'll just do that. So I can. All right, cool. Pedro Camacho's music. Oh. Oh, I can't see. I can't see the chat. I can see a chat. Guess I can go a little bit faster. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, about to exit the atmosphere. Okay. Alright, I'll do that. Where did... Oh, I turned it off. I'm usually not paying too much attention to it. I really shouldn't do that, but I sometimes it's just distracting. Oh, hey, Sheldor, how's it going? Doing okay. Alright, can I do it now? I don't even know when I'm out of the atmosphere for this thing. Oh boy. So you were online, so I decided to check out. Yeah, alright. Oh, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Guess when the pitch ladder goes away, that's when I'll know that I'm out of the atmosphere. This is a big planet. I know I'm not going max speed, but I don't feel like drinking all of my hydrogen fuel. Actually, it's doing pretty good with hydrogen fuel. But we got time. Let's just chill. Yep, I'm definitely taking my time. I'm in no rush. This is the PTU, so I got tons of money. I'm just doing something just to get back into the feel of it, you know? No rush. In fact, I think I'm gonna take a nap. See you guys. Alright, nap's over. Power nap. I'm glad this isn't a timed mission. Planet is huge and it has just a tremendous atmosphere, so it's like it'll take forever to get out of it. Yeah, autopilot's pretty cool. I mean, it's really just cruise control. Normally, I have a throttle, and I could just push the throttle forward and sit, but I can't do that anymore. They took away that capability, so I have to take my throttle. I have to take my joystick and push forward in order to continue to go forward, and can't not let go of it. So I just turn on cruise control, and it just does it for me. I just keep my hands free at least a little bit. I used to be able to. Then they made a change, so now there's not a separate axis in the throttle in this joystick configuration to allow using that slider. It's either I have to use the forward stick, press forward on the stick, and keep it pressed forward, or use the slider, either or. And I can't do. I used to be able to do both, and they made some change, and now you can only do one unless I haven't seen it. Maybe they moved it, but I have to. I have to use cruise control, which I'm not. I usually don't touch the cruise control, but in this case, I guess it's you. Yes, I'm using dual joysticks. Um, that's one of the best ways to fly in Star Citizen. Um, I could use my Thrustmaster throttle, but it takes away the ability to use the twist because that throttle obviously doesn't twist, and I need the twist. So when I'm playing Star Citizen, I do dual sticks. When I go into something else, I use the Warthog throttle. Playing a different game. Yeah, this is a gas giant. They just put this new landing zone in here called Orison. It's a really nice landing zone, but it's floating above a gas giant, and so it just takes forever to get out of the atmosphere. Yeah, let me see if it's gonna let me do it now. But usually the pitch ladder disappears when you're out of the atmosphere. I'm gonna see what. Maybe I don't have to wait for it. Nope, I can't do it. All right, let's see. Going straight up. Sure, I'm going straight up. Pretty much. Yeah, I just gotta kick back and wait. I don't know when. I don't know the altitude to actually get out of this atmosphere on this planet. This is the first time I've tried leaving this planet, but I've heard other people say it takes a long. You know what? Screw it. I'll just refuel. I get somewhere. I gotta get out of this atmosphere. It is taking forever. But my hydrogen fuel. Although this is doing pretty well. And this is a pretty fast. This is a pretty fast ship. But I'm drinking hydrogen fuel, as you can see on the right. I'll just refuel. I have a feeling it's 500,000. Should look it up. Oh, there's 400. Oh, look, somebody just said in the chat, how large is the Crusader's atmosphere? 750,000. And that guy came right back and said, Jesus. Yeah, so I gotta... Yeah, and another guy saying 750k meters to jump. And he says it's bugged. Yeah, so this I don't think this is what it's supposed to be. Because this takes way too long just to be able to get anywhere. So I think this probably is a bug. I don't think you need to wait this long. Forcing you to use fuel in order to do it in a judicious manner. So I think it's a bug. But it's alright. Let's just keep going. Kick back. Wait. Wow, so I'm just barely halfway. I'm just barely more than halfway. To torment us. Going full speed of talent to get out. Guys, yay, getting up there. I'm at 680k so far. I started last Christmas. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that this is wrong. I think they just need to chill out with this can't quantum out of atmosphere. Do it much sooner. They'll probably fix it. Probably fix it. We'll see. Yeah, this kind of thing though, you set it and then go get a cup of coffee. Coming up on 600. 150 more to go. All right. Getting there. Off the rudder pedals. Chill for a little. Oh, my goodness. Hydrogen fuel doesn't seem to be doing too bad. It's only a little bit. Yes, yeah, Solo, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. I was wondering if I was going to do this. But yeah, I just need to get time in the game. I've been neglecting it for a while. I also had some health issues this past month or two, which just kept me from playing and streaming. I just didn't feel like it. I'm a lot better now. So, and I'm trying to be better at streaming. I'm trying to do more, get more hours in and be a little more consistent. So I was like, I gotta stream. Plus I'm going to be out next week. I'm not going to be around from Wednesday to Sunday. I'm going to be out of town. So my 2 days, Wednesdays and Saturdays, when I normally stream, I won't be around. So I'm going to try to get some in today. Don't know if I'll do any tomorrow. Stuff I gotta do laundry. I gotta do laundry and do a bunch of other stuff and start sorting my stuff for packing for my trip. I'm not leaving until Wednesday, but I gotta at least start the process. Yeah, I normally do laundry on Saturdays, but I was enjoying myself too much today, so I'll just do it tomorrow. Yeah, man, it was really messed up. It had some weird digestive issue that was happening, and it was like really messing me up. Great to eat. Matter of fact, I still don't eat dinner in the evening. Like I ate my dinner like 2:30, 2 o'clock, because I'm still afraid to eat in the evening because that's when like sort of like a ridiculous acid reflux. There we go. Pitch ladder disappeared. Let me turn the cruise control off. And so I'm on medication for it, and I feel a lot better. But man, it was really knocking me out past several weeks. Yeah, they really do. My sister, she kind of works in the medical field. She was saying, "Oops, I forgot. You have to hold that down, not tap it." She was saying, like, when this happens, like it builds, like gas builds up in my chest, my stomach, and I thought I was having a heart attack at first. It was scaring the crap out of me, but it turns out to just be this. So she says it's vasovascular. So like all of a sudden you start feeling lightheaded, and it's just like you feel like you're gonna pass out. But it's really kind of done. It's really not happening anymore. I'm really happy, especially since I'm driving up to where's the other? I have to go. I'm driving up to St. Louis on Wednesday, and I didn't want this happening because sometimes I'd get in my car to drive to work. My work is like a little more than 20-25 minutes away, and like halfway there, all of a sudden I feel like I'm gonna pass out because the stuff is building up in my chest, and I'm starting to feel woozy, and it's messed up. So I was afraid to drive 10 hours up to St. Louis and this stuff happening, but it's really been good. But I have to be careful, at least for now. I'm just a little more careful of when I eat. Oh, there it is, pickup package. Oh Lord, I could barely see it. There we go. All right, we're on the move. We're making some progress. Right here, or is it on the other side? Yeah, it's on the other side of the planet. All right, cool. And take me over there. So, I did this drive before 2 years ago, and it was great, but wasn't looking forward to driving with this thing happening. But it's really a lot better. But as a decent side benefit to all this, I've been losing a lot of weight because I've been eating a lot better. So that's the good thing, you know. And even when we get together this week, even though junk food is kind of the thing, everybody's much older now, and so we tend to eat better rather than just junk food. I'm sure there's going to be a bag of chips floating around, but we don't just completely indulge ourselves in total junk food. We keep it a little bit healthier. So that's the good thing. You know, they're all my age. You know, I'm in my 50s, and all of my other friends are in their 50s. You know, and whatnot, maybe even a little bit older. So, you know, we try to keep it at least somewhat healthy. Yeah, you know, we can't be doing too much of that junk food at our ages. So, but you know, a little bag of chips here and there won't help. I'm bringing a box of oatmeal cookies, so a case of them actually. So you know, not like it's completely bad. But I'm looking forward to this trip. Oh my god. Why did Adele cross the street? Uh-oh. Why did Adele cross the street, Solo? Oh, come on. Oh no. You gotta pick on Adele? so she could sing hello from the other side. Okay, that's cool. All right, drop the gear. Slow it down. Do I want to land on the pad? Yeah, let's just land on the pad. It'll be... And on this pad right here. All right. Okay, I'm going to take a chance here. I always turn my engines off. You know what? I'm going to turn the engines off. This is probably, I know it's a longer walk, but I didn't feel like trying to squeeze my ship into something else, some little zone. Better to just land it on a pad. And I'm going to take a chance and see that I am alone here. I'm going to keep the ship open for now. I am hoping that... Oh, all three of them are here. Okay, it's going to take a while. So I'm hoping that nobody, some random person doesn't come along and steal my ship. If so, you know, well, okay, I can afford to do a little jog here. Here. Pick up package. A pick up package. Oh, there's a vehicle spawn over there. Hello from the other side. I don't know the song. Oh, here it is. Medical, this stuff sloshes around. It's like really gross. I have no idea what's inside it. You could hear the liquid sometimes sloshing around. Like your imagination starts going. Drop off at crew L1. Ah, urine samples from the farmers. Yeah, man. I don't want to spill it. I don't want to spill any. Oh. All wet and sloshy. Oh, warm. This is still warm. Warm. Hey, look down. There we go. Nice. Two more. Oh. With a light taste of cinnamon. Oh. Oh. I'm not gonna be able to look at a cinnamon bun again. Ah, that's not true. I'll be able to eat. Dude. And they're both inside here. Unfortunately, I have to go all the way there and all the way back and all the way there and all the way back again. This is the kind of thing where you wish you had a little vehicle to drive it over. Oh, you know, that's one thing I should check. One thing that I used to like to do is use my Ursa rover in the Star Runner. I have a Star Runner. And then load up the packages into the Star Runner and then drive them all together. Oh, it's right here. And but the packages, this was in the last, I think this was 312. the packages would just fall through the floor of the Ursa rover. And I was trying to do it once, and it took me so long. I finally had to abandon the Ursa, because it was taking me, an hour just to get packages all together, and it was just a disaster. So I'm not sure if they've addressed that. I think maybe they did, but I haven't tried it in a while. But I don't have my MSR with me anyway. I just want to do the Vanguard. One day I'll test that again to see if it works. And I decided tonight I'm gonna watch a movie, so I'm gonna stream up until I think my drop dead appointment would be 7 o'clock my time. This is about another hour and a half. I might end it sooner than that, but that'll be the absolute end time for my stream. Yeah, fixing things are not on their well, it's an alpha. I know everybody says that, but I live by that. It's an alpha. I'm not worried about them fixing things. I don't treat this as a finished game. I treat this as a game that's under construction. It's almost like, the way I see it, this is like a house that is being built, a large house, and it's still just framework and stuff is going up slowly. So I'm not going to complain that there's no carpet and some of the plumbing doesn't work, because the house is still just a frame, and that's the way I look at it. So I'm not worried about it. And so the monumental tasks of what they're trying to do here, I mean, this. I've seen you around. Yeah, you know what the deal is. But I'm just not a big complainer about the. I'm not worried about how long it's taking, especially what I just watched today. Yesterday's inside calling all devs. Because they were just saying, a lot of these things just take time. So many things are dependent on other things. And so I tend, well, basically, what it boils down to is I tend to give these guys a lot of slack. I'm just waiting. This is a beta of an alpha. Actually, yeah, you could say that. This is a beta of an alpha. But you don't want to have the house built for your family at the same time the kids moved out to college. No, but this is a house that is being built, and when it's ready, it's ready. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, let the kids go to college. You don't want to have the house built for your family at the same time. Oh, you know what? When the kids go to college, they're on their own. They come out of college, they start working, they get their own. Hey. Then you don't need either. I still want the house. I want a nice house. My house is my playground. The one thing about me is that I am not like you hear people suffering from cabin fever. I am like the opposite of that. I do not. Oops, I didn't mean to drop it. I'm going to place it proper. Place it next to these guys. Like, I haven't, besides going outside to get my mail this morning, I haven't left the house today yet. So, if I could build a big house that's like my own personal like playground, I'm good to go. So, yeah, I like to build a big house just for me. And if anybody wants to come and visit and all that kind of stuff, it's good. An apartment is enough, but I have a house, and you build equity, and so I think building equity is important. And you own something. My sister she rented apartments for a long time, and one day she sat down and calculated how much she had paid in rent over the years. She said she almost cried of all the money that she was tossing away on rent when she could have bought like a house or a condo. She now owns a condo in California. My sister originally owned this house that I live in right now. I bought it from her. This is my first house I've ever had. I was paying rent to her. And then now I'm building equity. I can build something to own. So to me, having a house is great. But how we got on this subject of housing, I guess it was my fault. I'm the one who brought up houses. But besides that, besides having a house, this is just a metaphor. The game is like a house that's under construction. And it'll be ready when it's ready. Each time I go to the site and look at the house, I'm not going to complain that the house isn't finished yet. You know what I mean? I would like it to be finished just like that, but it takes time, and I'm a patient guy, so I'm not going to worry about it. You know what I mean? I have faith that they are. Oh, what the hell? What the hell was that? Major torque imbalance. Oh, did I break something off? Here, I think I could. I'm gonna have to, what the hell? All I did was take off from the... All I did was take off. Oh, look at my ship is completely damaged. What the hell happened? Okay, I'm not talking anymore. I have to go for a landing pad to see if I can get this thing repaired. I'm gonna have to nose it down till I tap the ground. See if I can just hover over this. Oh my god, look at that. That's most of the money I was gonna make. Actually, it's more than what I was gonna make. I think I was gonna make 6,000 on this. I just spent 7,000 on repair. I don't hope so, but with the pandemic nowadays, we can't be too sure. Yeah, I guess if you were 20, I would understand. Yeah, you know, I got started late. You don't want a game to be finished and you're dead in 30 years. You know, I mean, I do worry about that sometimes. You know, I'm in my 50s. You know, how long is this going to be until this game is ready? I don't know. Alright, we're back to normal. Holy smokes, I totally destroyed my ship. All I did was go straight up, I didn't hit anything. Well, I got refueled, so I can go a little bit fast. This one should be quicker getting out of the atmosphere. More normal planet. Yeah, they're you know, they're working on the game. That's that's all I can say. You know what I mean? It's a huge monumental task what they're trying to do. It's different than anything else, and it's just going to take time. You know? And you know, there's nothing I can do about it. Sitting here, getting mad at it is not gonna help any. You know what I mean? I'd rather be happy with what they're trying to do, and not like sit and just, you know, stamp my feet and say, where is it? You know, 10 minutes later, you know, it's just gonna be the same thing. I'm just a patient guy, and that's I you know, I've they're human beings, and I trust that they're doing their best. You know, I don't think they're going through all this and just not caring. And that's pretty much it. Since 2012. How long is this going? Oh, that was quick. Where am I going? You know what? I think I could use my drop off point. That route. Oh, thank you. There we go. That's weird. When see the little radar, it goes all like super pixelated. No, it's nice. It's nice that it automatically does calibration. I don't have to tell it. I didn't notice that. Yep, I'm very patient. Oh, I didn't pull up my gear. Yeah, I don't have to initiate the calibration. It just does it. I just have to initiate the jump. That's pretty cool, although I can't hear the game. I think I know what that was. I think I turned the game sounds down a little bit. In game here, so that's all right. I think you guys can hear it. Oh yeah, you guys can hear it. That's fine. I'm not too worried. This is probably what's coming in my headphones. I think it actually is. That's right. Let's just go. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, I can jump? Oh, I'll just jump to it. Get me a little bit closer. There we go. That's a little bit better. Oh, okay. I just had the thing turned on. Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Am I upside down? I am upside down. Yes, indeed. Oh, everything looked kind of strange. The first jump to the Lagrange point is where you can jump to the station. Aha. Whoa, what was that? That right MFD looked like it just blinked. Alrighty. I think I'm close enough.
Please proceed to assigned land.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, there it is. Dropping gear. Man, oh man, I had to pay for all those stupid repairs, man. That pissed me off a little bit. All right.
Landing complete.
Do my usual turn engines off. And 556781. 556781. Wonder if they store my ship, those things still be on there. The boxes survive. Oh, here it is. Whew. Getting a little nervous there. 700, so okay, I'm really close. Cool. And where the hell am I going? I always do this to myself. Here we go. Here we go. I wonder if I should have stored my ship. Oh, they'll do it for me, but I'm worried about those other... If I should have done this in a different order. Oh, shit! Woo! Galleria. And where's the admin office? I think upstairs. There it is, yep. There it is. There's a good old yellow door. Boom. What's up, dude? All right. Excuse me. What time is it? Hangers and Habs. Oh shoot, you know what? Damn, I forgot to see where my ship was. I think it'll be tell me in a terminal. Got what pad I'm on. Oops. Pad 01. All right. They didn't store it. This is a big station. Oh, I got travel. I gotta travel. Not that far though. Hello, Jug. All right. Pick a spot and go to the next one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Thank you, and please visit again.
I will. Thank you very much. Let's actually hit it in the map. I will pick one. Okay, here. Drop off. Yellow. Is it? There it is. There she blows. Is that really where I'm dropping? Yeah, that's where I'm going. Yeah, Ashton Ridge. Yep, that's right. All right, let's go. Wish I had my game glass going, but the game glass, the uh, the tablet I'm using for my stream, touch portal, is the same one I use for game glass. So it's like either I do one or the other. I could put game glass on my phone, or just do touch portal on the phone, and then that's probably what I should have done. But that's all right. Do it next time. You know, I am not hearing any game sounds. I mean, I am, but it's like really muted. I'm gonna restart the audio engine. Me. I think it's just my headphones. I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, I can't get to Omo 1. Exit atmosphere. It put me in the atmosphere? Oh, well, what do you know? That sucks. I could have probably done that better. I didn't realize it was going to put me in the atmosphere. I got to go all the way back to 750. Okay. I didn't realize I was going to do that, or else I probably would have picked some other way to do this. Note to self: don't quantum jump straight to Tristan anymore. No. Later. All right, about 150 to go. Mark. Yeah, the game is a gentle rumble in the... I'll figure it out. Here, pitch up a little. Staring at the flippin' sun, burning my retinas. 50,000. Come on, baby. Oh, you can do it. You can do it, baby. Hydrogen fuel is really good too. There we go. Sweetness. Yeesh, all that just to get to an orbital marker. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh wow. I mean, I know it's supposed to be that way, but it still kind of made me happy as I turned my head. The audio changed. The audio direction changed. First it was in this ear, then I went and it was in this other ear, and that's flipping cool. Yep, there it goes again. I turned my head. That announcement, it changes. The way when I turn my head, it comes like I could tell what direction it's coming from when I turn my head. That is flipping cool. One of these days I'm going to graduate. Well, maybe not graduate because I do like the track IR, and this is track hat that I'm using with the track IR. But one of these days I will change it up to that Tobii eye tracker thing, but it's expensive, so that might be like a Christmas here. Oh yeah. I definitely want to do that, and so that I'm not going to need anything hanging off of me like this. Something that goes top or below the monitor. I might hang below the monitor. Case. Damn, that pissed me off that I damaged my ship so much. What time is it? Well, it's just about 6 o'clock. At an hour until I have to stop, but I'll probably just do this one and I'll probably end the stream. Enough. How long have I been on? It'll be a little over 3 hours. And that's good. Just get again. I was usually this past couple of weeks I've been doing like hour and a half streams. You know, everything is like under 2 hours. But you know, I wanted to get at least up to 3 hours today, just for the heck of it, you know. Right. You know, those things that pop up like that, I wish I wouldn't do that. Okay, we're approaching. We get under 3,000, I'll drop the gear. Just an arbitrary number that I like to use. Oh, man, this is so cool just playing this game, man. I love it. Alright, gear down. Turn the lights. Turn off the lights. I'm not gonna do that again. Slow us down. Is there a landing pad here? No. Probably turn the lights on now. Oh, okay, yeah, we're good. Let's just land it here. All right, let's check the ramp. Make sure that I could actually. Okay, looks like level ground. We're good. We're good. Turn the engines off. Okay, what do I gotta drop off here? 878 020. 765 020 709. From a Star Trek episode. 875 020 079. Original series Star Trek episode. Drop off. Beautiful. One more. And I will break even. For one's sake. Damn, what the hell happened? Why did my ship get completely destroyed lifting off that planet? I don't think I hit anything. Maybe I did. I don't realize it. Oh well. It's alright. It's PTU. I don't really care. Just get my space legs back in me. Okay, here we go. Careful. Go straight up. Here. Yeah, I'm gonna go faster. There we go. Where am I going? Oh, there it is. Hey. Oh, that's the box. Oh, good lord. I'm trying to get I'm trying to key off the box that's in the Where's the other drop off? I think it's actually on this same. Yes. Go. Uh-oh. Hmm. Calibration. Hmm. There we go. There we go. Whew. Or I don't go too fast in these dark side of the planets. Get a crap out of me. Okay. Ah, just flying. Flying around. Maybe next time I'm on a long stream, I'll try to do claim jumpers. Lights are on. Five thousand meters, 5,000 mark. 4,000 meters mark. 3,000 meters mark. Drop the gear. A lot of sounds that I am not hearing. 1,000 meters. Go down a little bit. Gentle. Don't see any landing pads. The light is on. Oh, the lights were off, and lights were already on before. Let's sneak it in right here. All right, outside inspection. Looks good. I was hoping I was gonna miss that post there. And so let's just double check. 449-117. 449-117. Just to make sure we're doing the right thing. Whew. This is probably one of the best parking jobs I've ever. Where do we go? Where do we go from? Where do we go? All right. And success. Oh, 8,000, and I spent 7,000 on repairs. Hey, oh well. But I got one done. Let's see if we can't park back at Orison, and we'll call it a day. I can get my move. All right. There we go. Ooh. OM2, Crusader, Orson. So, turn the engines on. You're up. Oh, thank you very much, Solo. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Two more days of working, and then I am off to the deal, and I'm very happy and very excited. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and you know, I hope to catch you again another time. I don't know if this means that you're leaving or not. I don't know, but I enjoy your company. I'm glad you're here. Thank you very, very much for being here. And I'm gonna park this thing. Oh, I guess I can go. Was it obstructed? Oh no, it's just red. Oh no, not working here. This. It's not doing this. It's doing this weird thing. Probably have to. Just deselect it. Clear route. Yeah, I'll just go straight to it. There we go. Oh, you have to rest your eyes. The infection is not gone yet. Oh, you had something wrong with your eyes? Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I hope you feel better. Am I going? Go. Exit atmosphere. Ah, and out that exit atmosphere. This is really, really dumb. Puts you in the atmosphere, then you got to get out of the atmosphere in order to quantum again. Go straight to Orison. I wonder if I could have done that. Oh no, space break. Ah. Oops. Need to do that. Ah. Some guys lost on Orison. I know. I was lost the other night. I could not find my way to the spaceport. But then I finally found it, and then the game crashed. Mm. It's probably got to. There's probably a better way to do this. I have to look that up to see if there's a better way. Oh. There's probably some way to approach Orison better than this that I don't. I think it's actually 740. Goes really fast. Three. Yeah, 745. 745. Although it's not that different from. It might as well be 750. Oh, thank God it's in the day. Okay. Now what I need is, can I do it? A little bit faster. Still doing really good in hydrogen fuel. I barely used any. I think it scoops it. Does it scoop? Does it have hydrogen scooping working in this? Yeah, I know it used to. I heard some of the devs talking about it a few weeks ago. I wonder if it's actually working. Alright, this place is just too big. I'm in atmosphere, so I can't go that far. It's over here. I have no idea where the spaceport is. I think it's in this structure here. Oh, you know what? I think I... Oh, no, they all have lights. All right, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, you see, the problem is I don't see anybody else taking off or leaving the spaceport, so I can't quite tell where it is. I think it's over here. But it might be over here. No, you know what? I think it's here. I think it's here. I think it's right here.
Hello, and thank you for contacting.
Aha! Okay.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh, yeah, I was right on the money. Well, I was near it. I'm gonna claim that I was perfect. But I was near it. I guessed almost right. Having never actually approached this place before, this is time so unfamiliar. Now I think I have it locked in my head. I know where to go. Lattice work in the sky. It's like it's a whole different thing. shift gear down. Oh, look at that. There's another dude right there. Oh, no, that's a shuttle. Woo!
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Liking it. Be neat. Been a while for that. I was almost right on the money. Okay. Get my feet off the rudder pedals. Oh, I'm so glad I got these wheel stops for this chair. It makes it so much easier to use the rudder pedals. I'm going to store my ship. I'm going to call it a day. Oh, my God, I'm feeling so much better. Oh, wow. That was a cool little announcement. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... How about we do the whole thing? How about we go all the way back to the green circle? Then I'll call it. Look at this. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's go back to the green circle. Chill out there for a few minutes, and then I'll end it. The plan. Oh no, I'm in the wrong spot. Where did I go? No, those are locked. Oh, no, duh. Oh, no. No. I have to go to a shuttle. That's an elevator ride. I went the wrong way. That's right. Whammers. Hangers. No, it's the exit. Wait a minute, what's that back there? No, that's a... I think I just turned the wrong way. Oh, here it is. Oh, Skyway Transit. Yeah, duh. I just went the wrong way. Here we go. I turned the wrong way, chat. I went the wrong way. Welcome to Orison. So there we go. This is kind of an entire sorta gameplay loop. Leave my house, go somewhere, do something, and come back to my house or my hab. Oh.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Perfect.
Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing.
Hangars. Oh, okay. That's the elevator. That's where the elevator took me. Actually says hangars right on the side of the building. There we go. It's in between these two circle things. Two circle sections. So I can identify it.
Approaching next station. If this is your stop,
Yeah.
please prepare to disembark.
That's the hospital.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
All right, let's just go right back in here.
Missed your shuttle? Not a problem. Another shuttle will launch.
We're in the flower petals. Wonderful. All right, and let's make it official here. um. And I think that was and a jacket. No, you know, I kind of like this jacket. I've been wearing this one a lot. And there we go. And we're back after a nice mission. Go back here in the corner. And we're gonna Then we'll get a drink and chill. So that's it. We are exit to menu. And that's it. All right, chat. I think we had a pretty good game loop there. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Unless I try to decide to where did it put me? It put me in that club that's that was the music for that other club that's on Horizon. Oh well. Looks like it's gonna crash anyway. Usually when I try to go out the menu, the game crashes. But that's alright. I'm ending it anyway. So, okay, anybody who's out there, thank you very much for coming by. Unless I decide to do a surprise stream between now and Tuesday night. Oh, here it comes. Menu's working. This is it for me until I get back from my vacation. I usually stream Wednesdays and Saturdays, but with this coming Wednesday and Saturday, I'll be out of town. So, we'll see if I do something before then. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a quickie one. Maybe I'll do the Division real quick. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, thank you very much for your eyeballs. Thank you for your lurks. Thank you for hanging out in chat. I really appreciate it. You know, I'm an up-and-coming streamer. I'm still trying to learn. Still trying to get into the groove of a regular schedule and do all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna try to stick to more Star Citizen. But I might slip in and do something else, like do the Division every once in a while, because that one's quick. You can just get in and do stuff real quick, as opposed to this. I gotta walk around and you gotta set up your joy. But anyway, we'll see what happens. If I don't stream, then it's gonna be a couple of weeks before you see me again, and maybe like another week and a half. Will I do my next Wednesday night? But actually, I might stream because I get back on Sunday. I'm still off from work for a couple of days. So those days, maybe I'll just do a couple of long streams those days home before I go back to work. So anyway, thank you again. I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate your chats. And have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great upcoming week. Be safe. And I'll see you guys later, okay? Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.